I've been living in Australia for quite some time now, and when I first came, straight away I fell in love with the food, with the culture, with the lifestyle. And professionally, after having trained in some of the most exciting restaurants in Italy and in other parts of the world, when I came here, I noticed that the big difference was that people are not so judgmental on what type of food you do. And for a chef to be able to be creative and put different ingredients in different recipes for different dishes that are inspired by different food culture, it's very good. So for me, to be able here to mix Japanese ingredients, for example, into an Italian dish, it's something that I maybe couldn't do back home in Italy, but over here I'm allowed to do it, and I really like that aspect of my job in Australia. There are quite some differences between a commercial kitchen and a home kitchen, but there are also some aspects that are coming together and they need to be present in both. For example, a commercial kitchen needs to be strong and you need big equipment, whether at home it's more about design and functionality. But for me, when it comes down to appliances, it's equally important. Obviously, there are different appliances in commercial and home kitchen, but I think in both cases they need to work, they need to be functional, they need to be powerful, and they need to give you the result that you need to cook a perfect meal, whether you do it for your family or friends, or whether you do it for hundreds of people in a restaurant. So when we purchased this apartment, the old place needed a renovation, and especially the kitchen, we saw a lot of potential in there because it's a nice space with enough space to put a beautiful kitchen in it. But we needed to do an extensive renovation, so, and particularly because we like the idea of having the living area and the kitchen sort of combining together, so that is good, when you entertain, you have people over and, they're enjoying your place and while you're cooking, but also while, as a family, as an everyday life, while the kids are around, you have still the possibility to cook and see what the kids are up to and live together in the same space. So the beautiful part of this home is that we have a nice view, and we had the opportunity with the kitchen to do like a peninsula, and we wanted to put the cooking area in the middle of the peninsula, which came with its own challenges, but that was the way for us to have people, say, when we entertain, we have people staying on the peninsula, on the bar area, that we call it bar area, and still me cooking, because that's what people, they want it when they come over, they want to see me cooking, and I enjoy, talking to them and having like a little aperitivo while I'm cooking for them. So we had to work towards achieving the space, maximizing the space in the sense that the cooking area would have been in the middle of the peninsula. The main challenge with having the cooking area in the middle of a peninsula is that basically, particularly in this home, the cooking area is in the middle, it's really the center of the home. So when you cook, you create beautiful smells and all of that, but these smells are only beautiful for a little bit, and then you want to extract them, you want to take them away. So the range was very important for me because also from my experience working in commercial kitchens where you have very powerful range hood, and even if you do a lot of smoke during the cooking, the smoke goes up and goes away. And I wanted to have the same thing in my home. So the idea was to have, we explored different ideas of what the best range hood style would have been. And the idea then came to use a ceiling cassette because we didn't want to compromise on the view. We didn't want to compromise on leaving the space as open as possible. But also, most importantly for me, it was to make sure that when I'm cooking, I'm not annoying my guests or myself or the people that are, or the family with the smells and the smoke. So with the Schweigen ceiling cassette, there are two advantages that I really love about this range hood. One is the design, which is sleek and it's up in the ceiling space. And in our case, we didn't really have to create any bulkhead or anything to install it. It just goes in directly into the ceiling space. And the noise with the external motor, powerful external motor, we took away the noise problem, because that's the other downside of range hood. Sometimes, they either don't work, or if they work, they are very noisy and they disturb. Particularly, once again, for us being in the middle of the living area, we didn't want a noisy range hood. So with the Schweigen external motor, that noise problem is not there. With the Schweigen ceiling cassette, you get all of it. You get the silence, you get a non-intrusive design, and it works. It pulls out those smells and those odors that you don't want in your apartment when you're cooking.